Webb, and I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer of Pratt Whitney. It's a very visible role. I have a lot of interactions with a variety of stakeholders, including our key customers. Climate change is a key challenge for our entire society, requiring the intense collaboration amongst governments, industry, and society at large. And the aviation industry, as a part of that global environment and that global community, is contributing about 2% of our greenhouse gas emissions in terms of human-generated carbon emissions overall. And so the aviation industry last year committed to achieve net zero by 2050 for all of our operations. And in doing that, we're working on multiple approaches. We're working aircraft and engine technologies. We're working on improving the overall effectiveness of our air operations. And the largest piece is on green alternative fuels, such as sustainable aviation fuels, as well as cryogenic hydrogen. And then last, there's an element of offsetting, because despite all of our efforts, we're currently not finding a path to achieve it all by ourselves. And so we're having to go outside of our industry to obtain support through this offsetting process. Why is aviation a critical element? And that is because in addition to carbon dioxide emissions, there are other emissions that our engines generate, unburned hydrocarbons, NOx. And so we're actively working on a variety of different climate models to understand how our engines interact with the atmosphere at different levels throughout the flight envelope, and making sure that we're making conscious and appropriate design decisions to ensure that in its entirety that we're reducing the overall environmental impact of our products. Over the next 20-25 years, there's going to be 45,000 single aisle and wide body aircraft that are going to come into service. And their expectation is that those aircraft will be powered by engines that minimize carbon dioxide emissions and all emissions, contrails included, throughout their life cycle. For over 95 years, Pratt Whitney has been a leader in sustainable propulsion. We've worked diligently, it's part of our DNA, to improve the efficiency, to increase the thrust, and to reduce the emissions of our products. And we have numerous examples throughout our history. We've also been a leader relative to alternative fuels. We were one of the first pioneers in the development and the participation of the Commercial Aviation Alternative Fuels Initiative, which since this time has released multiple different synthetic kerosenes that are all derived from renewable sources that enable us to decarbonize our operations today, bringing forward not only advancements in engine efficiency, incorporation of advanced materials such as ceramics, matrix composites, but also getting into this new space of hybrid electric or electrification, where we're marrying up our thermal engines with electrical power plants, essentially electrical drive units with motors and generators that enable us to increase the efficiency of our thermal engines even further than we ever imagined. And so these are the core qualities that Raytheon is bringing to the table. And in our case, Pratt & Whitney, in my role in sustainability, the focus is on reducing the greenhouse gas emissions of our operations and more challenging our products.